Hello, Group 1. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. For this reading, you chose this Phoenix, and what I'm getting for you is that there's an aspect of your everyday life and most likely your outside life that will get stabilized, and by that I'm getting that it will be something you can rely on, something that is sustainable, and also it's coming through almost like a guarantee that you can trust this thing to stay, but also to give you the types of results that you've been hoping for. But I'm also getting that it will give you the types of results that you're actually are needing. Because this is a general reading, right? So the nature of this means that the area in your life where this stabilization will occur will be different for all of you, but you will know what area I'm talking about, because this will be an area where you've put in a lot of effort. You've almost used magic to make it happen, to just have it work out for you in a sense. But this area will just become stable in such a reassured way, okay, that you will know it's here to stay, and it is here to give you the results that you know when you look at it. You know the types of a result it can give you, and that is what you will get. Okay, so let me just take out your cards to continue on with your message, because this reading is really all about the future thing to happen, but the future thing also is a cause because of the past, the things you've overcome in the past, what you've learned, how you've grown. So the future is like a ripple effect in the best way possible from your past. So let's see what we have here. You got the venom, the mother, and the storm. Okay. And underneath it we got a queen, the queen even. Okay, so there's some feminine energy that is quite heavy and quite not sustainable. You could almost take everything that we've been talking about, this future stability that you will experience, and then just look at it in the opposite to find out this past energies that are coming through here, because it seems to be both toxic and quite chaotic. Okay, so there are different things coming through for you. In the past, there could have been a person with heavy feminine energies that are just like way off the roof, okay, like so unscaled, so uneven that the only thing that could come from this person was toxicity and chaos, okay? However, I want to tread very lightly here when I say that this could also be an aspect of yourself. And I say this with all my love. There's no judgment here, okay? We all have, the best sides and the sides that really deserve a lot of love, a lot of affection, a lot of attention. So if this is suitable for you, that there has been an aspect of you that you've worked on, because it looks like that, because this is a reading about the future, right? So the past is in the past, okay? So it could have been an aspect of you that was quite chaotic, and also in a sense didn't know how to produce the results by the right actions. And because of that, you could have seen how your efforts and even intentions never quite paid off, and that could have created some sort of confusion. And that is where I'm getting the connection between venom, and it is connected to the confusion. Like, I'm doing my best, why am I not getting what I know that this situation could give me? And it has to do with the foundation, you know, the core that you were using to try to create something new, this future aspect of your everyday life. But you know, all is well, all is fine. You know, we all go through those phases where we try to create something from an aspect inside of ourselves that maybe we don't know that much about. Maybe it's the first time we even get in contact with that aspect. And usually when that happens, that aspect has a light and a dark side. And it looks like you could have gotten in contact first with a little bit, you know, darker aspect of you. And now it looks like you're balancing that out. Things are becoming more even. Like you know what happens when you try to create from one polarity. And what looks like now is that you're gonna move into the other polarity much more, and then become much more balanced in how you create. And what is to come of this, how you've learned to know yourself really by the way you've been moving through. It is one aspect but two polarities of one aspect. You know, even when we move through the dark side, it takes a lot of strength and also a lot of wisdom. So I can just see that you've gained so much respect for yourself, so much wisdom has gained from this whole past situation that has created some chaos and is now about to just get stable. It would be much more like, you know, if it used to be a storm, it will be much more of a summer breeze for you, okay? Let's continue on with your message. We got mind power. And that card also says, use your intelligence, analyze data, logic, and think rationally. Lead with your mind. Yeah, and you see the polarities here that we're talking about. This is quite amazing, actually. The way you've been working through yourself, but also working with yourself. Like, you're gonna get amazing results from that, because what will happen is a sort of unification. Like, two things will merge and become as one. So even if you've been quite maybe uncomfortable with how you react or what it is that you create, you know, just look back at that with so much tenderness, because of the way you had to go there to learn the other side of it, so that you finally can come into union in balance. And that is amazing, you guys. I'm not trying to minimize the pain and the hurt of being in that dark place, but I'm just telling you the reward that will come from that, and I can't minimize that either, okay? It looks amazing. So we have fertility. It's time to think about family, life, and children. Don't sacrifice family for career. So this has to do with priority, and underneath we have new beginning. You will start a new job, life, clean sweep over, hit the reset button. Okay, so these two cards together can definitely speak of a new project, a new creation, with fertility and new beginning connected to a new job. Or a new job, quite literally. But this definitely has to do with the potential that has been created inside of you because of how you've been moving around inside of you and almost experimenting on, if I'm like this, what happens? What will I create? What will be the result? But it has to do with priorities, and the priorities will have to do with you knowing yourself, meaning that the things that you will start to prioritize, it has to do with the things that are most suited for you, that serves you the best, that are the best for you. Why will you be able to do that? Because of this future aspect of your everyday life, your outer world, that will be stabilized. It will be like a foundation where things will be evened out for you, and where you will be like, oh, finally now I can make sense of my needs. Okay? Because I can make sense of my needs, I can start to bring in what I want, what is best for me. That is the type of prioritization that I'm seeing here. Okay? Okay, so we have force of attraction with Orion light. We're getting into the next step. I love this. Abandonment, 50, earth. And let's take out 2 more. Light of awareness, Orion light. Okay, I love the synchronization here. 22, homesickness, Vega. Okay, let's see. You know, you will come into a circle or a phase, that's the more proper word, a phase, when you reach this stable foundation in your life where you can be like, finally, I know what my needs are and I know how to prioritize them and I know how to bring in what is the best for me. In that state of mind, there is something that has been holding you back a lot. There is something that is like an anchor tied to your feet. You're trying to fly, fly high up, because you know that you can do that. You know your capacity, you know your potential. However, this anchor is holding you down. Okay, there's still something that is part of your past, the darker aspects of your past, that needs to be healed and forgiven. However, why this is coming through is for you to know that right now could not be the perfect timing for that, okay? Why this will come up to the surface when your foundation is just like top notch is because that is the type of safety and stability that part of you needs to even dare come up to the surface. Okay, so don't force that part of you to come up. Don't try to lure it out just for you to be able to evolve and be more ready for your future. Trust the process. You most likely know that there is still some more work to do that could be like the heaviest work for you to do, but there is a timing for it, a perfect timing. It will know when the foundation is safe enough for it. When it is, it will surface. You will know it. That is when you can deal with it once and for all. You know, love it, heal it, give it all of your affection, all of your attention, and then it will almost like take shape and form and be part of your newfound foundation, but from a healed aspect. Okay, but the thing is that right now, why I'm telling you that maybe right now is not the timing for this healing, but it will come, it will surface. There is a timing, divine timing. Trust that. It is because it looks like right now what it is that you should be focusing on is actually just how amazing you are. Just how, like, there is a force to you, there's a strength, a power to you that is almost raw and that you can tap into and you can sense it. And I'm getting that for most of you, when you tap into it, you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? This is so much. This is so big. Just keep tapping into it. Just keep trying, not to figure it out, but to get to know it. Okay? There's a guidance in it that is about to show you the way towards this guaranteed, reassured foundation that will be stabilized in your outer world. Let's see if we can take out some more clues or details about this, because I'm getting that now in your reading we've come to the timing that has to do with now. What about now? Because we got the past, we got the future. Let's see now. There's something very, when I say raw, I mean like it's like this soil has been worked through. You've switched it from the soil that was down under to being the one on top to get fresh air. The nutrients are fresh also. It's like you're supposed to put something, a seed in the soil now for it to start to sprout. So let's see, underneath we have the Six of Cups. It's still very much connected to your past. You know, you're the type of group that are watching this that have the ability and capacity to turn, you know, quite literally like garbage into gold. Okay, there's something you've gone through that could have been almost like a finish line, you know, almost be like the end dot to a sentence, and then it's just the end, that you're about to or have the capability to turn that the end dot into, you know what, every door is possible for me. Let's go check them out. Okay. You got the King of Cups. 10 of Cups. Wow. Okay. Guys, there's definitely something going on with you right now that is quite amazing and also very fruit bearing. Be very mindful of downloads of ideas. I'm not saying that every idea you will get will be gold, but there is a need for you to stay open and very attentive. Okay, I know that after everything you've gone through, you have the ability to discern what is going on in your mind. You know when your mind just creates like a fart, and you know when your mind actually creates something spectacular. Okay, I just know that you have that ability to discern between what it is that your mind is creating, because right now your mind could be like this and this and this and this and just gathering a lot of things. Let it do that and you just stay observant, okay? Because all of those things are coming through you, coming to you right now. You will soon be able to discern between them, how they fit together and what to do with them, okay? There is a fulfillment and a completion of what is going on in your mind. We have the Two of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so even if it's not like for the most of you, this could actually have to do with relationships and a specific relationship also with the Six of Cups. But for most of you, I'm still getting that it is, yeah, of course, like relationships can still be part of that, but I'm getting that it has to do with something about your foundation, your outer world, and of course that could be relationships even. But okay, let me just gather the overall general message here for you about what is going on right now, because I'm getting there's a lot of activity in your mind. You could also have very vivid dreams. You could also be picking up on a lot of clues in the communication that is coming through to you from other people, okay? But I'm also getting that there's a sense of things being very easy because of the, what's the word? Experience. You are experienced when it comes to you. Okay, so even if a lot of things are happening right now inside of you on an emotional plane, but I'm also getting like in your mind is being very creative, almost like solution oriented, wants to go places, and there's just a lot of things coming through to you right now through your mind. You will be able to sort it out through your intuition to complete it, because why all of these things are coming through, this information and downloads and things like that, it is for you to complete something, to fulfill something. And this thing is very much the foundation of this newfound stable foundation. So what am I trying to tell you? That this stabilization that is part of your near future is all because of you. You've done the work. You've done the sorting out in your mind. You figure things out. You got in contact with your intuition. And because of all of this, you will figure out what is going on right now and know why so much is going on right now. It is because you are attracting a lot of things to you right now. You are this amazing, new, fresh, nutrient soil, and things are being planted in you. Some things will grow that you will just like pick up and throw away. Do that. That's still life, you know, no problem. But there is also amazing things that will grow out of your soil. And with the Nine of Pentacles being the last card, it could very much have to do with the core of you, your identity, what you would like to attach to you in a non-attached way, okay? That there is something you would like to experience that is typically you. That is your identity, that is your core, okay? Very much connected to that. But okay, group one, I will end your reading here. And let me just take a last look and see if did I miss something? I don't think so. I think I emptied all of your cards, actually. Okay, thank you so much for being here. If you've stayed this far in the reading, then I'm sure that you've vibed with the reading. Then make sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye. Hello, group 2. Welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. For your reading, you chose this phoenix, and let me just tell you that you not only did you choose a very beautiful phoenix, you also chose a very interesting one, because if you take a look at it, it looks like, you know, it was down in the fire, right? But why it was able to, you know, recover from it, fly out of the ashes, it's almost like it could do that because it became the whole fire. It gave shape and form to the fire, overcame it that way, and like, oh, this was the only way to make this happen, and now I'm flying off. Like, I'm not even taking a look back. Like, I just took everything and reshaped it and recreated it, and I'm in demand. I'm the boss. I'm the one who says what is here and what is not here, what will happen and what will not happen, and let's go. Like, there is big energy for you, group 2, because this reading, it has to do with you know, your future is ready for you. You are ready for your future. And there are some roots that your future will have that comes from your past, you know. And I'm really getting that for you, that you have the ability to just take the past, even if it was hurtful, even if it was like putting your hand into a fire and you just like became the fire, recreated it. You decided what to do with it. You decided to not buy into the BS anymore. And I'm also getting that in some part of your journey, you just decided to become the hero. That like there was no proof, there was no evidence, there was no backing you up in that. And you're like, I don't care. I have decided this. I am the hero in my own journey. I will be this super person. I will be whoever I decide to be. And I'm just getting that in a way you're like above reality right now, that maybe you're not that attached and grounded in reality right now. And it looks like that is all fine, because it's like part of your process almost. So let's take a look at your message through the cards. You got the Mask. Okay, the Mask. You got Chaos. Yes, this is what I was picking up on, that there is something going on right now in this specific timeline where you're almost denying reality. You're almost not accepting some things that are like right up in your face, and you're like, I don't care. I won't buy this. I won't believe this. It's almost like you're hitting the reset button, even if reality is like, no, I'm still here. I haven't changed. And you're like, I'm gonna keep on pushing this reset button until you bend to my will. Yeah, yeah. And we have the Offering and the Mask. Okay, that's actually very interesting that you got the Mask together with the Offering, and underneath the deck we have the Shadow. So I don't know what this has to do with your message, but it is coming through, so I will let you know that there is part of your identity and how you've presented yourself to life, to humanity, to other people, to certain spaces that you've been in, that was very much from the hurt place inside of you. And why this is coming through for you is, well, there's two reasons. One is to let you know that that aspect of you, you're coming and becoming ready to let that go, but also for you to really just sympathize with you and extend love to yourself, that, you know, there's always a reason for why a mask comes on the face. It could have been taught, and if it was taught, there was probably a good reason for that, you know, that could have had to do with survival. Like, if I don't do this, things will not be good for me. Like, I might actually get hurt or damaged, or, you know, hurtful things like that. Yeah. So that aspect of you needs to be just applauded. It's amazing how well you adapted to some heavy things. And I know that I don't know you and you don't know me, but I'm getting this strong sense of being proud of you for how you managed to deal with the past, even if it was through putting on a mask. Then well done, good job. You understood completely what to do in that situation, and you did it. Great job. But what is to come for you is that you will offer this mask. It has played out its role, how amazing it was, but it's done. There is no more to get from that. And, you know, that this energy is circulating around Kairos, and I think that you are going through a deep transformational process right now where you're almost not initiating the transformation or the process of it. It's happening all by itself, and it is asking of you to just allow it to happen, because there, I'm not gonna say much more. Let me just take out, let me take out the rest of your cards first, so that I don't say anything that could be like half done when the cards could actually make it a lot clearer. So let's continue on with your cards. Fruits of labor. You're ripening. The card says it's time to reap the fruits of your labor and become rich. Rich gain is here. And we have celebration. Kick off the party activities and have a great time. Plan for a joyful future. You could be very used to operating in some spaces that are reoccurring in your everyday life from this mask. That mask clearly has its origins in survival and a state of being that is always in an urgent state, And it looks like what is to come for you in your future, what this reading is about, it's a shift from, okay, let me just gather, because like I said, like this is very strong energy in your group 2. Right now you're almost like in a vortex. Things are happening, being cleansed, but also being stabilized and being put into your foundation to be there and to stay there, okay? But I'm getting that there is a new beginning for you that has to do with what this reading is about, the future aspect of this reading, okay? Because of this aspect, because of that it will exist in your life, this mask will heal automatically, okay? The reason why you needed this mask will heal by itself because of the ingredients in this new aspect and this new space that where you will be. That the energies that are there are so soothing. They're like a light breeze, and also very, very like mothering from the mother's greatest, most loving aspects. So the advice for you, what is coming through, is to trust this process that you're going through. You are about to be put into a space or an aspect of your life that will naturally help you feel safe enough and loved enough to take off this mask and just offer it back to life. Just say thank you. I needed that mask. Thank you so much. But I will give it back now because look at where I am. I don't need this mask anymore. On the bottom of the deck, we have expression. Yeah, there will be, you are ready to be able to be yourself fully, unapologetically, and with no hesitation. But for you to be able to do that, you need to know that you're safe to do that. And that is why you are soon about to step into a space where there will be no other reality than you being safe, okay? That is like the part of you being in this vortex transforming. That is the phase of the phoenix you chose, that just turned itself into the fire that it was going through. transforming, becoming the phoenix, and now flying off to come to this new space where there is nothing else for you to do or be there than who you truly, truly are and who you long for to be, to finally be able to express that. Okay, we got 41, guilt, Pleiades. 4, confusion, Andromeda. 22, homesickness, Vega. 79, renewed hope, Zeta Reticuli. And underneath the deck, long-term goals with Sirius. Okay, so here's the rest of your message, or the next part of your message. There is something that you will have to let go of, or something that will let go of you because of what is going on right now while you're in this vortex of transformation. Because I'm almost getting like, it seems, I don't know how to say, but it's like your DNA is being rewritten. You could be quite shocked and maybe even confused when you look at things that have always been there, always been part of your life. You relied on them to be there for good and bad, you know, that will just go away. This could be a very limiting habit that you have, something that you're doing that you know is not good for you, but it still had a purpose in your life. It still helped you out in a way. But because you are being rewritten, this habit is not needed anymore. There is no space for it anymore. It will be healed, and that is also why it will just leave, okay? Of course, it doesn't have to be a habit. You know, it can be a chain of thoughts that you are very used to, inner chatter. It could be a person that comes in and out of your life to cause confusion, but also maybe some sense of safety, some sense of familiarity that feels safe. But whatever the case is, this thing has had a purpose. You know, this thing, there was a reason why it was in your life, and it wasn't 100% bad. It was also bad, but not just, you know. But also now we can see that you're about to step into a phase, a space where, because of the love and understanding you will meet there, that will meet you also, actually, things will just fall away, fall apart almost, without hurting you, without affecting you too much, because of how stable and loving and sweet that space is where you will be, where you will find yourself to be after this vortex transformation has done its work with you, because you are being rewritten, you are being upgraded, and things are being written into you, onto you, to make sure that what you are attracting is sweetness, softness, and kindness to you. Okay? So let's take out tarot and let's see what she has to tell us. Underneath the deck, we have the Chariot. So the overcoming of obstacles, this you turning the fire into the phoenix and then flying off, it has to do with something you want to achieve and experience that is very much connected to victory and success. Okay? There is someplace you want to go, where you want to be, that is very much connected to success. And you know what success means for you, of having this thing, being at that place, living that specific life where you will just be like, I feel like a general that won the hardest battle of my life, but I got out of it alive, and not only alive, but I was victorious also. There is actually an important part of you that needs to experience this type of victory, that it's not enough for you to only experience how it is to let hardships run through you, move through you, transform you. That's not enough. You want to fly away from that, so far away that you don't even see it, and then to land in a place that is only possible because you don't have those fire or ashes in your life anymore. And only there and then will you be able to experience that sense of victory. That is the success that I'm talking about. You have the Ten of Swords. So this could very much be karmic, actually. You ending a karmic cycle that reshaped you, redid you, and that is why you are now being rewritten back to your natural state, to who you truly are, that we talked about in the beginning of this reading. This space where the only thing you can be is who you are. The only thing you can do is express who you truly are. Nine of Swords. King of Swords. Knight of Wands. Two of Pentacles. Maybe we can take out one more card if I just push them. Just bear with me, guys, while I just push them a little bit. Okay, we have the Magician. Okay, why do I feel like I want to take out one more card for you? Let's do that. And the Six of Cups. Okay, I'll put it here. Okay, let me just take a look at your cards, because you know what I'm getting first of all for you? This space that is waiting for you, that is being prepared for you to enter and to be there so that you finally can express yourself. There is a strong sense of generosity coming out of you, where you want other people to be able to experience that with you or in that space, even if you will move on from that space maybe. But there is a sense of you being this like Superman, superhero, that you decided who you are, right? We talked about that in the beginning, that you decided to become the hero in your journey. And there is something that is connected to your future that actually has to do with you welcoming others in, and maybe teach them, but I'm getting more by your example, show them what can be done and how. Just through your sheer example of what you experienced, that people will be like, no way you were sitting in fire and then you took fire, you shaped it into a phoenix and you flew away. And you're like, yeah, that is exactly what happened. And you will give them the ability to be able to move forward. You will have a great effect on other people because of what you have gone through. And I see you moving on and moving on and moving on, in a sense where this first space where you will be invited in, you will either just make that space bigger and bigger for it to fit others, or you will fill it with other people with great energies, and then you will move on to the next thing. And that is how you will be able to create this success and this victory. There is a strong sense actually of hero, and I totally get if you feel stressed hearing that word, because maybe you've had a lot of responsibility. Maybe you've been the hero in every person's life in your life, you know, and you're like, I don't want to save people anymore. Like, go, let them go save themselves. Let them do what I did, you know. And if that is where you are, then honor that, stay there, be that 100%, okay? But it truly looks like there will be a balancing out as part of your future because of the space that will open up for you. You will be able to, let's say, like, quote unquote, save others, because you will feel like you were saved in this space, okay? And that is also why you can rebuild yourself and move on, move forward to bigger space or other spaces where you will be able to build new things many times over. Because I see there being a great distance, a big distance between where you will be and that fire, that you had no other choice than to turn that fire into yourself, the phoenix, and then fly away from there. There's a big distance between your future and your past. And I'm not speaking about distance in time. I'm speaking about like no similarities. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. There's definitely something you want to create, something that has been on your mind. You're so ready to go after it. You are ready because your soul deep inside longs for this victorious sensation to run through your body and to stay there and be in that. And that is where you're going, group 2. And I will end your message here. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I appreciate it so much. If you are still here in this reading, then that has to mean that you actually vibed with this reading. So make sure to let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, then subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hello group 3, welcome to MH Tarot and to your reading. I'm so glad to have you here. For your reading, you chose this phoenix, and I'm getting that something will be easy, like easier than you're thinking or planning. That is part of like a future project, a future plan of yours, something that you're about to do, something that you're thinking about. Could also be like application paperwork, visa, you know, things like that, that it will be easier than you're expecting it to be. So let's shuffle your cards and see what that is all about. And if there is anything more to your message, I'm sure there is. So the one that flipped out and really wanted to be here is the Eternal Child, the Thread, ooh, okay, and Eros. Underneath the deck we have the Mask and the Thread. You know what? Wow, this took a shift that I wasn't quite prepared for. So why the start of your message was like, tell them that it will be easier than they are expecting it to be, is most likely because there's something big going on here. Like there's something big you're planning, something big that you're wishing for, and there is a element of surprise, almost like blow your mind type of shocking surprise that and the reason why you will be surprised, because I'm getting that most of you are not in the initial stage of this. It's not, what I mean by that is that this dream, plan, whatever it is not just in your head, okay? You've taken it outside of your head and put it in your reality. You've started doing it. You've started to give it energy and give it momentum to get going, okay? And that is why there is a shift and what's the word? Sorry, just give me 2 seconds. And sorry guys, sometimes the easiest words just disappear when I read. The word I was looking for was event. There is an event that will happen that could be quite shocking for you, because it could be that where you're going right now is like you're planning, you know what will happen, and then it will take a turn. And that is where the easy aspect of your message will come in to play. Okay? But I'm getting why. Just tell them easy, easy, easy. It's because there's something big, something, and the big thing could be what happens because of this shift of events. That could start something huge, something big, and you could almost feel like, what will I do with that? Like, I'm just one person, you know, what can I do with that? It's so much. And then the message for you is just breathe, relax. It will be easier than you will expect it to be when it happens. Okay, so there's a lot of cards. There are too many, but the one that flipped out said money matters. Sweet success with a candy lollipop. It is not difficult to get everything you want and enjoy it, get what you want. Guys, look at this, the synchronization. Your message is just super clear. Just whatever it is that you're planning or wanting or wishing and just like has started to do, to create, trust the process, follow the process. It will take you towards an event that will shift an aspect of this thing, and that will take it to some place bigger, and that could at first sight look like it's enormous, like it's gigantic, like it's a mountain. I can't move mountains. And it's like, yes, you can. Like it won't be what you think it to be. It will be much easier. Sweet success. It is not difficult. Like that's what you got there. Like I love it. Foresight. Okay. Pay attention to things that are important to ensure wealth. Be farsighted and alert. Like, I don't know if you are planning something that will eventually give you a lot of money. It could be that you're studying right now, or some sort of internship, or a project that you started, a plan that you have to maybe even move someplace. And that could be like a big move, a huge move. That will, whatever it is, it will open up new doors to new and bigger possibilities than you are anticipating. Duality. Do not forget about the dual nature of people. Don't lose your vigilance. Okay. Maybe sometimes you get overwhelmed when things are picking up speed, but also actually I'm getting for some of you that you can be overwhelmed when things go your way. It's almost like you're wired to figure things out and work on things and climbing mountains and being like solving problems, and you could be wired that way. And then when things start to get easy, going your way, you get overwhelmed and you're like, I don't know what to do with this. Then this card is telling you start to prepare yourself, because things are actually about to work out amazingly for you in a great way that will make you so happy. And that is why you need to work on that, on how to accept it and receive it, so that you don't, miss out on things or have unnecessary delays, but just tell yourself it is actually easier to accept this and to have this and to live this than I think it is. It is easy to receive, something like that. Natural humility, 69, Lyra. 60, coming full circle. Oh, okay. I'm just getting like how much you love this thing. This is part of your heart. And you want to be careful. You don't want to overdo yourself. You don't want to tire yourself out. You want to be part of this for the long run. You want this to be able to expand itself into your furthest future. And that is why you're trying to be sensible. But if this resonates, only if this resonates, okay? You could actually be playing it small. Instead of you being reasonable, you're almost minimizing yourself and the potential you have to go far and go big and reach the stars, okay? But there's like coming full circle, coming full circle, coming full circle, circle, circle. Mirror reflection, 99s, that theoretically, 99s, nines, an ending, wrapping things up. This is, what? This reading is simply telling you start preparing yourself to receive, take care of yourself so that you actually know that you can do big things. Be mindful of what is going on inside of you, that maybe you think that you're being reasonable and practical, and those things are good, but not if you think you're doing them, but what you're actually doing is minimizing your capacity. Okay? Be mindful. This reading is all about you preparing yourself, because things are about to happen, new doors will open, and big possibilities for you. Graduation, 76. We were just talking about that, like an ending, wrapping things up, and then graduating it. It's just amazing. I don't think you can see these two, no. Okay, let's put them like that. On the bottom of the deck, Shamanic Journey 90, Cetacean Whale. Oh. You're actually, you're amazing. Okay, your capacity, your abilities to create and keep creating and turn that into 10 new things, and those 10 things into 100 things, that is both deep and high up. Okay? No wonder you're being prepared, because I think also you try to do your best to not overdo it, to not tire yourself out, to not be illusional, and things like that. So you're just doing your best, but the reading is also trying to tell you to accept that you have the ability to go far and create very big things. Okay, another reason why you're being asked to prepare yourself is actually because this is for the long run. Okay, this isn't just like, oh, a project you will do for a year. No, this is something you will put down, start doing, start working on, and then it will take you into the future with it. And then it will start to expand and do other things, and then keep expanding and do other things. So it's like there's a long timeline here for you. Okay, this was the only one that flipped out. Oh, and this also tried to get out of the cards that fell. Okay. So, oh, the cards that flipped out was the Page of Swords, Death. Underneath the deck, we have the Queen of Pentacles. You know, part of this is you getting to know yourself in a brand new way that could be quite like intimidating for you. Maybe you learned all your life that you're not supposed to be like that. People who are like that, they're just delusional, they're not going anywhere, they're selfish, they're self-focused, they're egotistical, you know, I don't know, like blah blah blah, you know, all those things. And then you start to see this amazingness inside of you, and then you adopt that chatter to it, when actually it is something amazing that is growing inside of you and wanting to sprout and wanting to blossom and just take up all its space, all your space, and keep going and keep growing. And that could actually be a new side of you that you're getting to know. And that is an amazing part of your journey where you be like, I can move mountains. I can touch the stars. Huh, who knew? No one told me. I get to experience it in a brand new way. And how cool is that? Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles, Four of Wands. Some of you, it can be like starting something small from home, then that will grow big and big and bigger and bigger on the internet. Ten of Pentacles, Ten of Cups. Are you kidding me? Okay. You got the two tens that are like the great tens, and you got them next to each other after one another. I just have to switch position because I can't feel my legs. Okay. You know, sometimes the hardest readings to do are the super positive ones. The ones where you're like, you know what? Things are amazing. You are amazing. Your future is amazing. And that was the reading. Thank you so much for being here. I hope to see you in the next one, you know? But no, I'm not gonna do it that boring for you. Give me 2 seconds. I just want to pick up every amazing part of this. Okay, so the first thing you need to know is that the direction is set, okay? The direction is already set. Even if it was like today, you took the first step towards your dream, or today was the first day you started to do some sort of planning, the direction is set. It has a very stable energy to it, where it already knows where to go. You know, the energies already know where to go, in what direction to go. And it is definitely headed towards something that you love to do, that you love to create, something that is very big also, you know, with the 2 10s. It is big, it can be very all-encompassing, and why it can also be scary is because of how much it will change your life. But it is also a completion and a fulfillment of something that is very, very dear to your heart, you know. But what is coming through very much for you is that one of the most important reasons why this is happening, it is for you to get to see this new version of yourself, to get to know exactly how far you can go and exactly how big of a thing you can create, and then to keep going from there. Group 3. So the message, the most important message for you is, from now on, learn how to receive easily. Okay? If you are used to things being like a struggle and you having to fight for everything, and that is what you're used to, and then when amazing things happen to you, you get overwhelmed and confused and you want to back away, the remedy for that is learning how to receive easily. Just say yes. Yes, thank you. Yes, please. Yes, I would like that. Start there, and then you will see how this new version of you, this new aspect of you that just wants to take over your life, it will be attentive to that. It will listen to that, and it will run with that and go where it wants to go, towards the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups. Group 3, I will end your reading here. I hope it was helpful. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. I really appreciate it. And if you're still here in this reading, that must mean that this reading vibed with you. Then please let me know by giving me a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye.